Okay, everybody, I'm back. I had to start the live over, so we just gonna try it again. See what's going on here, cause this episode's gonna happen. I'm kind of like weak, so it's gonna happen.
Hey,
Yes,
yes.
finally.
Hello.
Hey, how you
Hey, we
doing?
were having some difficulties here, but I'm glad we were able to get on.
Oh, me too. Me too. And welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How was your day?
It was good. It was good. It was very, very productive. I had a great day. Got a chance to see a lot of family today, so overall, it's been great. How was yours?
Oh, shoot, work. So. You know how that be, I don't know if it's a such thing as, I have a wonderful day when you're working all day. Work is work, so but I was really looking forward to this episode because, since you're a fan of the show and a fan of what I do, I like to, meet people who's fans of mine, so supporters. Y'all the best.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, no problem, anytime. And how about you introduce yourself? I know you only know introduction, but this show goes pretty much everywhere. So the ones who don't know you, how about you introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Well, thank you. My name is Bria Brooks. To everyone that doesn't know me, I'm the owner of Zillions and Company. So I have a natural skin and hair care line. We specialize in bringing the natural experience to everyone. We don't put any chemicals in our products for that reason, because we believe that everyone should have the opportunity to have good products. Not only that, but those that are chemical free, that are made for us, that are made for everyone.
Okay, that's dope.
But yeah, but yes, I am the business owner of Zillions and Company, and so that's just a little bit about what I do and who I am. I'm a mother, I'm a friend, I'm a professional, but not only that, I'm a community member, and I'm honestly really just like everybody else, just trying to make it out here.
Okay, okay, okay. So when was the decision to, run your own business and especially in that particular field?
Yeah, so actually, we have been making our products for years, just as something for our family, just because we've always looked for a more holistic approach. Whether my mom is always looking into other vitamins or just more of a natural way to live your life, so we had already been making them. But then, just kind of in the middle of the like right before the pandemic even started, we were already getting things set up in the back end. We knew that we were going to launch. But right in the middle of the pandemic, when the movement happened for Black businesses, we knew that that was our time to get out there. That was our time to go ahead and display to our Black community what it was that we had to offer to them. So it was really much just getting in at the right time and being a part of the movement.
Okay, okay. I'm loving these answers and responses. Yeah, I'll be telling people this all the time. It's like, when you're running a business and stuff, you have your good days, you have your bad days, and a lot of times you feel like, what's the point, what's the use, and stuff like that. So, what's pretty much your motivation of just keep going, making sure that you stay consistent?
It's really just about the message. It's really about the people at the end. I really believe in my products. I definitely believe in that everyone should have an option to at least know and have natural products for their skin and for their hair, because everything that you put on your body literally is so important. It makes up who you are. Not only that, but it goes inside your body, it goes into your blood system. So just knowing those key factors about it, and I know how important health is to me. I just feel like it's important to share that with everyone else. It would just be so selfish of me to know all of this, to know how to take care of your body and for me not to share it with no one else.
Oh, absolutely. It just, a lot of us in our 30s now, most of us 40 now, and a lot of us still have that young mindset that, I'm healthy and this and that, but even I starting to, a little declining over here and stuff because I don't have the energy like I used to. So I'm really in particular of, taking care of myself now. Um, I'm just really, excited to, have you on the show and explaining that to people because a lot of people is misinformed about that type of stuff.
And a lot of time it's not even just misinformed. They just don't have the education. If
Hmm.
if no one ever talked to you about it, if no one ever introduced, we grew up in a house. We used Vaseline, we used baby powder, baby lotion. Like that was just normal. Like why would we even read the ingredients? I mean, why? If
Hmm.
it's known to family traditions, like, okay, this is the way you take care of yourself. But if you actually take a step back, like you said, when you get in your 30s and you start running into health issues, like you have to look at the whole entire composition. What happened from birth into now? Because it's all intertwined together. So,
Hmm. Yeah, because a lot of us doesn't bother to read the labels or read the side effects or anything like that. We just take it upon ourselves to, put something on our bodies and put something in our bodies. And don't you really, research and do the homework. And people wonder why it's a lot of people out here, having health scares and health risks and stuff like that. Because I really take care of myself because you are your best investment.
absolutely, I agree. It
Hmm.
all, it all starts with self. So at this point, especially for everybody that's in their 30s, because I'm in my 30s now. So what I cared about in my 20s or my teens, like that is not even the same. At this point now, I just think like our life is precious. We're not gaining days. Like we're not about to get younger. Like, in life, we started from the beginning. Like we have an exit day, but if you can do anything in between, and even if it's like you don't eat healthy, even if it's the small things of just using natural skincare products, that's just one step. That's a big step. That's more than what you was doing before. So I just figured with my products, like I say, for me, honestly, it started off with just one small thing. Like, okay, I got a natural moisturizer. It's natural. Okay, now what? What else can I do? Okay, maybe I can start eating healthier and I juice a lot. And I mean, it all just started from just one small thing. And it was just from one small step of what I put on my body. So I hope that helps somebody in the long run.
Oh, it's helping me right now. I'm gonna have to make sure that I get your information because I want to order some stuff because um, I wash my face and everything like that. But since I'm a guy and I wear beer mask and stuff like that, like my face breaks out from all that, sweat and air and this and
Yeah.
that because people don't really understand or they underestimate the power of bacteria and germs. And that's why I always make sure
Yeah.
that I take 2 showers a day and I wash my face every day and stuff like that. So I could, prevent the outbreak and stuff like that because it's so easy for me to get pimples and it's hard for me to get rid of them. So I
Hmm.
really need to, holler at you about that and what to use and stuff
I
because
got
I'm just a
you.
very, yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, so you talked about your business and everything like that. So is there any facts that you would like to get, across, as far as like, how your upbringing was and like a difficult passage in your life and stuff that you want to discuss?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm from the city of Saginaw, so if anybody from Saginaw is tuning in, you probably can relate if you can just imagine, because we all been there before. So,
Hmm.
you know, I grew up in a typical household. I had my mother, I had my sister, I had family support, I had community support, those that were in my neighborhood, um, and just went on throughout my life. You know, of always facing obstacles. Everybody has obstacles. Is none that no one can say they're perfect. Like, okay, I ended up here. Like, no, I ended up here, but I went through all of that, and you know, I'm still right here, but I'm trying to get there. So just overall life, I went through normal life things like everybody else. But one thing I can pride myself on is I never give up. Like if something come in my way, whether sometimes I take a step back. I remember being younger and I moved out first. I was in Detroit when I was in my younger days. I stayed there for a while, but I needed to take a step back. And I came back to Saginaw. And I just remember getting on, like going to Delta, being able to graduate from there. I got 2 degrees from Delta at the time. But it's just because I had to go through that obstacle. So I had to take a step back. But every time you take a step back, you should be learning, you should be building, you should be ready to move to the next
Hmm.
level.
Yeah, I agree. And I used to stay in Detroit too, so it's just very it's a coincidence because I used to stay in Detroit. I used to stay on the east side, McNichols and 6 Mile.
Okay. I
So
know
I was in the
exactly where that's
trenches.
at.
Yeah, so I understand, and you're right though. Sometimes you gotta take a step back in order for you to, just regroup. Everybody got to regroup. Even people that's fighting in wars and those soldiers and stuff got to regroup. So they can, plan their strategies out. And and what I wanted to talk about was, a lot of people really doesn't get the fact that, because a lot of people want um, to have more supporters, and it isn't like that. Sometimes you got to have haters, you know what I'm saying, and use your haters to the best of your abilities. Because I would say that since I pretty much started this show, I've really been playing chess than checkers. Because it's a lot of people been, expecting me to, I guess, fail or stop and this and that. While they doing that, while they plotting on your downfall, they're actually giving you promotion. They're actually, giving you a good exposure by the way that they despise you. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just so funny because I get stopped like in public and sometimes, and people like, "Oh, you that dude with the show? Like, you ain't so bad." Like, I'm like, "Excuse me."
What you mean?
No, it just be people, I guess that they say certain things about me, and then those people watch me, and then they come to me and they be like, "Man, you weren't so bad." Like, I heard my nephew say something or my son said something, and I watch you for myself, and I was like, "Oh, okay, like what you think?" And it's like, "Oh, you a pretty just, you know, outstanding guy." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I
Right.
appreciate it, but yeah, like it just um expecting everybody to like you, expect everybody to support you. It's really unrealistic.
That's true. And I want to start because I don't know if you can hear any echo with me, but I hear just echo or a little. It's a little delay.
Oh, okay. Um, I'm fine over here.
Okay, good. Okay, well, long as you're good on your end.
I'm fine over here. And
Okay,
like I
good.
said, I just when I have my moments when I just be so discouraged, sometimes you always got to remind yourself of what made you start in the first place. And you got people that's watching you. You got people that's um, look up to you. Because I got a lot of people look up to me, and I look up to you too. Because it's just like we, even though we in different fields, it's still the same hunger, it's still the same determination, it's still the same drive. Because a lot of people really wouldn't, stick it out as long as they did. Because a lot of people can't accept failure, can't accept bad days, can't accept things going their way. So I really commend you for what you're doing, and I've seen that you've been to a couple seminars and stuff like that, and got your products out, and it's just a good feeling knowing that you created something and knowing that you're making people happy at what you do.
Absolutely. And I thank you for saying that. Because I actually looked up too, like I say, I've been watching your show for a while, and you're right. A lot of
Oh.
people, listen, a lot of people start, but they don't finish. And
Mm-hmm.
that's really going to be the key to it. Whether you finish, whether you're going to be consistent, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. You may have some days where you feel like, nobody has love. You're going to feel like days where you exceed that. But it's like you said, it's about really knowing your purpose, what you're there for, who you're there for, where you're going. It's like really being in tunnel vision. And the haters that you have, that's free promotion, you know?
Absolutely.
I think about, and I'm not saying the people who were talking about TSOs was hating, but I'm just saying that was some amazing promotion. What people thought was gonna be for the negative. Look how many people ran out to go try that. That was nothing but promotion, and it was free.
Absolutely. And I was just looking at the craziness because which I expect for somebody who just opened up. Like y'all gotta give people time, but it just be so easy to tear each other down. And that's what I don't understand. But I don't, like I said, can't save everybody. Everybody's mentality is just messed up. But, like karma is real. And when those same people that was talking mess, and when they want to open up their own business and stuff, and they will realize that it's not as easy as people make it out to be. Some of us, like you and I, we naturals, so a lot of people don't really understand what we go through because we make it look so good and make it look so
Yeah,
easy. But it's not easy, especially with food, because I used to work at a lunch truck, so that's not easy thing to do. So, but I want all of us to win because we all come from the same backyard, and we all know how hard it is to really make some money out here the right way because it's so easy, to get some money the wrong way. But when
yeah.
you're doing it the right way, I commend anybody who's out here, trying to do something without selling their soul.
I'll with you on that
Mhm.
one. It seems like the easiest thing is to be negative. The easiest thing is to just give up. But I mean, it should be opposite. That should be the hardest thing. It should be the hardest thing to treat somebody wrong or to put somebody down and not uplift anybody. So I think it just starts within.
Yeah, yeah, because I always tell people I can't be responsible for your happiness. I gotta be happy. I gotta make myself happy. Happiness is a eternal journey, and I really been embarking on just inner peace and just leaving stuff in the past that I can't go back and change. It is what it is, and I can only go further with my life. And once people began to see the change in me, because it was just a time that I was just no good for anybody, not even myself. And when I got out of that, I just realized how much time that I wasted and how much valuable time is. And I don't waste it. I'm selfish with my time. And just like they say, uh, drink responsibly, use your time responsibly.
That's a good one. That's a
So,
good one.
I'm just paraphrasing.
That is really good. That needs to be like on a tagline for life, right there.
I mean, I just live by that because I just had to humble myself recently. I had a little situation where, I had to get rid of all my things, all my personal belongings, but I just had found out that I had to get humble. I got too comfortable and just having to, thank God for it, because a lot of times we need to sit down in order for us to get refocused again.
Hmm.
and I've been putting my focus into the wrong things. Even though I've been doing my show and stuff like that, I had just wrong people behind me, and you know, old habits weren't dying out, but now they're dying out. So I really devoted to this because even though, when you make a name for yourself and when you get your business above float, everybody don't understand that you can lose it all in an instant, like real quickly, if you don't cherish it, if you don't protect your brand and protect your name and protect your
Absolutely.
reputation, because everybody isn't happy for you, and it's just a
Mm-mm.
lot of, and it would hurt you when you find out who it is when they reveal themselves, because time always reveals everything, and it'd be painful, especially it would come from the person you love and the person
Yeah,
that you
that's
least
when it hurts
expect.
the most.
Hmm. Yeah. Shoot, I had to, it's just really say this a long time ago that I do this from the heart. I barely get paid. I barely make any money. I do take donations, but I don't make no money off this show. I do this because I love it. I do it because I want to help people because I've been there when I didn't have no one to talk to. I didn't have no one to vent to or cared or show compassion. And it's tough when you by yourself, especially when you're the strong one out the group.
Right. And everyone
It's
expects
tough.
you to be strong, and it's like you've
Hmm.
been strong in every other situation, so everyone just expects that of you. But we're all human. We're all human, and we all have our downfalls.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just had celebrated 7 years without my brother and stuff. And every day I try to make him proud because I know he's watching. He's protecting me. I know he sees me, and it just, I used to just be so selfish. I used to be like, man, I really wish that he could watch me right now, and but in my terms, like in the physical. But he gives me the strength to go on every day, and I know that um, there's people out there who's in the need of a role model or just a leader, just a person that's, been through stuff and don't even look like it. I love looking like I haven't been through nothing. Because a lot of people be shocked when I tell them stuff and they like, wow, like how can you be so resilient and be so humble and be so kind? Like I would have been mean, I would have been bitter. And it's not about that. It's about redemption, finding redemption within yourself because a lot of times we can lose ourselves. And I lost everything, but I didn't lose my mind.
Amen. And my
Hmm. I
heart
have.
goes out to you. My heart goes out to you.
Oh,
Um,
thank you. You too.
and definitely, I know your brother isn't here in the physical, of course, but I know he would be proud of you and what you're doing. And you are positive. Definitely, you opening a platform for the community. You're very transparent, and there are a lot of people that can relate to you, whether people say it or don't want to say it. But I appreciate your transparency and just sharing yourself with us.
Oh, no problem. Because I mean, who else can tell my story but me? And
No one.
exactly, because they go make me out to be such a savant, and I'm like, no, I'm just a person that that had to find himself again, and I don't want to have the typical rags to riches story or none of that type of stuff because I had to really work on getting back to this, and I feel like I'm better than ever because I have learned so much and matured a lot and just really realized what I want because there's a lot of people that we walk amongst every day um, waiting to die. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to be here anymore. They get up because they don't have nothing else to do. But there's a lot of
Mm.
people who isn't living, and we got zombies amongst us. A lot of us, people pretend very well, but I was one of those people. I was actually would like call God, be like, man, why you waking me up this morning, or take me out of my misery. I was actually putting that into the universe, and thank God that it didn't get granted because of the fact that manifestation is powerful.
Oh,
When you
it is.
manifest something, the laws of attraction and stuff like that. But I'm just grateful that I didn't allow that dark period in my life to be the last chapter of my life, for that to be um, final call, last call. And I just want for everybody who has a dream and who has a goal is to reach it. Because we just at that age now that despite our upbringing and despite us not having a daddy, a mama, or good grades or money and this and
Yeah,
that, we are responsible for our lives, of what we become.
I couldn't agree more. Absolutely, especially at this point in our lives. At this point, whatever happened in the past, whether it was a mommy issue, daddy issue, the best thing is get help, get a support system, and really at this point we have to take accountability for ourselves and with our people, specifically our Black people. Sometimes it's so hard to speak out and say, hey, I need some help, I need to talk to somebody. Some things happened when I was a child, because a lot of times what happened with adults that don't deal with things when they're a child, they grow up, but they're just growing up as that child. They don't get a chance to fully develop, not mentally, not emotionally, and that's very scary. That could be very scary being a 50-year-old person with a 15-year-old mind because you stuck in that 15-year-old trauma. So it's so
Hmm.
important. And I know, even for me, I remember being like, I don't want to talk to anybody. No, I'm not. No, because right, my family, everybody in the family, like, you keep everything in the family. It's about the family. It's a secret. Baby, if there's something that happened to you in that family years ago and it's messing with you right now, you need to do something about it. And that's the way to take control of your life.
Hmm. Yeah, because trauma becomes trauma bonds. And I have so many trauma bonds, good
Yes. And it moves on
relationships.
from generation to generation. It just keeps
Yeah,
moving.
yeah. And I always told myself that no more trauma bonds for me. I want a relationship. I want a real relationship. I want to get married someday because I believe in marriage. I believe in having all my kids with one woman. I believe all my kids staying in the same house. I, just want what I deserve and what I, was promised to me. And a lot of people don't believe in that birthright. You know what I'm saying? We all have a birthright. But if you allow society and you allow certain people to take away your birthright, then you have nothing to look up to or look forward to. And I always just made sure that I was responsible. I made mistakes, I made bad choices and this and that, but that's the old me. But I always knew what
We
I
are
wanted,
here.
even as, yeah, yeah. So I just always knew what I wanted, even as a young person. I always said that I want to be married, I want to have kids, I want to own my own house, and I want to go to college and stuff. I dropped out of college, but anyway, it wasn't for me, but I at least went. But I just always knew what I wanted, and that's why I didn't want to become a statistic out here. And that's the new thing, because being a statistic is the way of the world now. It's so easy to become that, but it's hard to pretty much overcome those circumstances and those obstacles, and you being a woman and stuff like that. um I just feel like people are trying to compare our struggles instead of trying to figure each other out. They trying to be in competition, like who struggled the most, black men or black women, but we all in this together.
We all
We all just,
struggle. That's the thing, though. We
yeah,
all
yeah.
struggle. Like, we struggle as a community. We struggle as African Americans. We're all in one pot. men, women, it doesn't matter. But the moment if we come together, like we will be way stronger, way untouchable. We will have our own resources and be able to work and network together and build ourselves up. But just kind of compete, that's not going to work because the thing is, like, everyone should be unique enough. I'm my own individual, you're your own individual. If there's somebody else in the industry and we're doing the same thing, like, we're not doing the same thing because I'm me and you're you. So we're not even competing against each other. If anything, if I know something, that may help you, if I know an event that's coming up, hey, did you know about that? You know, I don't mind you being in the same building with me because we're not going to do the same thing. And I know that we're not the same people offering the same thing regardless. and and I just feel like just black people in general, and I hate that we're like that sometimes, but it's like our generations and generations have been down so long, so it's like people are trying to get ahead to show that they're doing something more.
Hmm.
Where we all in this together, we all need to be pulling each other up.
Oh, absolutely. Because once you believe in something, sometimes you're by yourself. You by yourself because only you can see your vision, only you can see the potential. And I just advise everybody to just really learn about the ins and outs of what you want to do because it's going to take a lot of sacrifices. It's going to take you losing friends. It's going to take, people laughing at you. It's going to take people thinking you're crazy. But as long as you start it, and when you start it, stick to it and make sure you multiply the knowledge and just learn from whatever situation that didn't work out. And I have to um, just accommodate you on just, well, not accommodate, sorry, commend you, yeah, commend you on just your enthusiasm.
Thank you.
You know, just like I said, like I don't know who watches me and stuff like that, but it just really means a lot knowing that somebody pays attention to me and just really, soak up whatever I can, give out because I try to just spread positive vibes. And I'm like that as well, but also because I'm a positive person, I don't engage in everybody's circumference. I have my particular aura that I stick to. And I don't know, I just have a sixth sense now. And to the point that, I stay away from certain people. Energy vibes don't lie. You know what I'm saying? So I really pay attention to vibes and I'm a people person, but just, I don't engage in everybody's face and none of that. Because people um are just really suck the nice out of you. And I like to be nice, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be no jerk. I don't want to be people like to play with your gangster basically. So I just be
Mhm.
trying to just be disciplined and pick and choose my battles wisely. And did you have to work with somebody or have you came across somebody with bad vibes and you have to and because the hardest part is being professional. Like even though this person is a jerk and this and that or condescending and stuff, I know like you came across somebody like that because you don't always have to be confrontational. And I learned that too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't have time to be confrontational. Sometimes, I have to catch myself because, I don't like to go off emotions. Sometimes you can make some of the craziest choices or some of the best or worst mistakes off your emotions. So I definitely take a step back, first of all. But definitely, I've came across somebody with bad energy, bad conversation, all of that. And I will say, like you just said about manifestation and energy, all of that is transferable. So the best thing I could do is to remove myself, whether it's on a friendship, professional level, a professional level, or on this type of business level. Like I'm out of there, because I don't. I don't have to subject myself to anything that's gonna make me feel uncomfortable. But not only that, something that's gonna shift my mood and my business and what I'm doing.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I agree with you. And that's just the best feeling, knowing that, sometimes you gotta just uh be be so um phew, preserve. You gotta preserve, certain things, because especially like when you're faced of something, everybody would have this notion to say, well, I can't work with this person because they're difficult to work with and this and that. So it really does put you at a standstill, like, because you want to be professional, but at the same time, you want to, you know, let people know, like, hey, I'm a person, I demand my respect and this and that. You gotta, at the end of the day, it's always a choice, but
Absolutely.
gotta make a good choice. And I'm making wise choices and making wise decisions, because I'm really just learning not to take so many things personal. Like, because I had so many people um, that's had posted came on my platform and had stood me up or never showed up or just a whole bunch of stuff. And I try not to, take it so personal, because I want to include everybody, but everybody can't be included. Everybody can't go on your journey, or everybody can't walk with you when you finally take that walk to the wilderness. Everybody couldn't go with Moses when he was at the burning bush.
Okay.
God called him, to deliver his people. And I realized that I have to be by myself during this deliverance that I'm doing, and just the cleansingness of it all. Because I know a lot of people isn't good at telling their insecurities or their flaws or their stories, their experiences, and I'm
Absolutely.
and I'm learning that. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, whenever you're ready, type thing. I don't think I'm Wendy Williams or somebody, but it's just that we have to reprogram ourselves, and to, sometimes you got to take the mask off. Sometimes you got to, you know, kick off your shoes and relax your feet, like escape and all that stuff. Because a lot of things, when you really sit back and think about it, it really wasn't that serious. You can just be like, wow, like, I've been mad about that for years. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that serious. And that's how I am with certain things, because I take a lot of things to heart. But then when I talk to other people and realize, like, dang, I was tripping about this little old thing, and this person had something major happen. If they can come out from that, then I can come out of what I'm going through.
Yeah, and that's good to know you looking from other perspectives, because so many times we looking at a one-way street. Sometimes you got to take a step back and break it down and even look at the person that you're dealing with. What type of patterns do they already have? What have they already showed you? Who are they? What do they value? All of that really goes into their makeup and even how they're going to deal with you, whether they're going to be able to treat you properly. And so it's so important just to know who you sharing your energy with and your space with. But not only that, for anybody who's not a part of your journey, or don't come along or don't show up when they say they're going to show up, everything happened for a reason. So it just must mean they just not a part of the journey. They got their own journey. They got their own flaws, whatever the case may be. Like, it may not just have been meant, obviously, for that energy to connect. So everything
Hmm.
happened for a reason. Time is everything. I'm really big on that. Attractions, energy, um, it's all connected. We really are connected. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And I was wanted to ask you, do you watch any documentaries?
I can't really name any in, in particular that I watched recently. You want to know some that I watched before in the past?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I like a lot of science, anything about the earth. So I'm always watching whether it's something about the earth makeup, something going on in the sea, like something like that. I think recently I watched something about the fishermen. Like there's some big crisis, like a fisher crisis right now, and it got something to do with them killing off dolphins, and it's messing up the
Hmm.
whole ecosystem. Long story short, because they eating off the food chain, which is messing up the climate supposedly. But like I'm into stuff like that.
Okay, well, I was gonna send you something for you to check out because I'm a nerd as well.
I am a
So
nerd. I have a
yeah, me
science
too.
degree.
Oh yeah, man, I'm a straight brainiac. I got so many books in here and stuff. So I was gonna send you something to check out. It's really interesting. It's very informative, and I'm gonna, make sure that you get that as soon as
Yeah,
we
send it my way.
leave. And I know that you pressed for time. I hope I ain't, keep you on here this long.
It's okay. I enjoy talking to you. I haven't even looked at the time. Oh, we've been on here for a week. Just been talking away. We've having a good conversation.
Yeah, that's just let you know I'm not no selfish person. You told me that you had something to do earlier, so I wanted to, make sure that I wasn't being an inconvenience or anything.
Well, thank you. No, okay, no problem. Yeah, it is getting kind of late here, and so I probably will get running. But I haven't talked to you. I wasn't even thinking about what time it was.
Yeah, glad I said something. Like I said, anytime you want to come back and give us an update, just let me know.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, make sure you send me that link too about the documentary.
Okay, I will. And you have yourself a wonderful night, and thanks again.
Thank you, and thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. You have a great night, great weekend.
You too, likewise.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.